Hi, this is Dr. Judith from the Power of You, and we're here to make our educational videos something that is allowing you to pause for a minute and reflect and think, could I add any of this information I'm hearing to how I want to show up in order to be more empowered and more powerful as a leader or as a family member or in a relationship that you may have or in your communication style or in your ability to be able to manage conflicts or difficulties. So this power of you is about you, is about helping you to be your best self in any situation that you find yourself in. This channel, The Power of You, I welcome you. It is dedicated to educational content that allows you to be able to think about things from a wide range. It is something that we would like everyone to walk away with some awareness, some improvements in their relationships, in their personal growth and how you go about thinking about something, in your professional and leadership areas of your life and your career as you're moving forward, or if you're seasoned in your career as well. Just relationships, personal relationships, work relationships, family relationships, all types of relationships that will allow you to be able to get tips and keys to how you may want to improve them. It is also looking at such things as, why do we do what we do? Why do we communicate the way we communicate? What's going on with emotional intelligence and how do we want to improve that? Or looking at how maybe you want to be solo and single and what that may mean and what are the key aspects for you to entertain and think about. The power of you is really a sense of helping you think about the inner anchors within yourself that allows you to be more powerful externally in your interactions. Today, what we're going to be talking about is something that I started in one of my videos and looking at women new to leading. This is talking about, now you got the job, now what? This is on the kind of the professional development and awareness that we all move into new roles and new jobs, and that is great. There's three keys that I want to talk about for leaders who are now got that job or aspiring leaders, or if you're even a solo leader that you may not have anyone reporting to you, but at the same time, you're leading in some capacity in meetings or in committees or to help to solve certain situations that are arising in the workplace that you may be in. The first thing I want you to think about is when we get a new role, a new job, we tend to be hyperachievers. We want to do our best. We want to give our best. We want to make sure that people know that we have some value to add. We want to make sure that they know we have good thoughts. And so we want to be recognized for those thoughts. And so when we're leading from that direction of gung ho, we have to stop a little bit. I'm going to talk about this for the other two as well. And we need to think about what's going to be the problem if we're overly achieving too much for overly in an extended period of time. We may be perceived as being aggressive. We may be perceived as being impatient, that we just want it now. But you're new to your role and you're new to the people that are around you. Most times, sometimes that's not. You promote it from within. But it's still this achieving, this overachieving may be getting in the way from you to be really more effective in your particular role. Because most people will say, slow down. Slow down, take in the environment, take in the new role that you find yourself in, be willing to hear and listen, and maybe sometimes ask more questions and talk a little bit less, as opposed to you feeling as if I know what needs to be done. I observe the factors and the players, and we just need to do this. But as a new leader, you still have to get buy-in. You have to get buy-in from the people around you. That is the direction that you want to, that you and they would like to move in. Instead of leading as having all the answers to your direct reports, invite their conversation, invite them to be able to look at what is the balancing between what do we need to do to achieve to get that job done. And then also on the other side is what do I need to hear that will help for me to factor in and for us as a team to factor in what needs to get done and what timing it needs to get to be done in. So instead of leading with being overachieving, and achieving is good. It's just when it's overly done that it becomes more of an issue. And you have to figure out that balancing act of when that is for you. And instead, what you want to do is look at the people that are around you, look at their styles of communication, look at what their needs are, see if you can be able to meet those needs and help them to communicate more effectively, not only to you, but also within that particular team. Hear what they have to say, factor that in, and remember that most people want to give their best and are looking for you to support their efforts to give their best. So be mindful of what are the other things that you can be able to do to each of the individuals that are around you, whether in your team or not, that will add to them being at their best, which also allows you to be at your best. So that's the first thing I want you to think about in terms of this overachieving gene that we can all have. The other thing I want you to think about is sometimes when we're new to our leading capacity in the particular job that we find ourselves in, we may have difficulty saying no. And I get it. I know that you just want to say yes to many things so that people know that you're there, you're committed, you want to do a good job, and you're trying to make sure they are seeing what your talents and what you bring into your role. But you have to also realize in the midst of wanting to be competent and capable and being seen in that light, and that if we're having problems with saying no, then we are now adding so much onto our plate, which is already a new plate that we already probably have a lot on, and that is now getting in the way from us maybe meeting our timetables that we have commitments to, and to these other projects that we've agreed to meeting their timetables as well. Remember, when it's difficult to say that no word, is maybe you need to say, not now, or can we revisit this, in a couple of weeks. Right now, I'm trying to sort through A, B, and C. So that may help people to have a greater sense that if you have difficulty saying no, you're not going to say no, but you're using another pause mechanism. And that pause may be in just letting people know I've got several projects that are coming up and they have timelines to them. I would be more than willing to entertain those particular projects that you're bringing my way at a later date. And so let's find a time on the schedule and pushing it back a little bit that we can revisit this. So that will allow you to be able to get a little bit of a pause and also to be honest with yourself and with those that are around you about what you're having to do or tackle. And then once you're able to let them know when those things are done and you're still trying to maybe get your sea legs being new to your role, they can understand that. And they are willing to take that pause and allow you to get acclimated. And it becomes a win-win situation for everyone. So think about that. This is Dr. Judith. Take care. See you in the next video.